Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm going to call to order the meeting of the Merrimack Town Center Committee on Friday, June the 30th, 2023, at noon in the Matthew Thornton Room. We have four members plus myself present, which is a quorum, I believe, and so we can go ahead. The first order of business is to appoint a minute taker. And if you would, go, you do such a good job, Karen.
I'll do it.
Thank you, thank you. And the next thing is looking at old business issues. We have a couple of things here. First off is the Town Center Committee presentation to the Merrimack Rotary Club, which I gave on May the 4th of this year. I have an outline of what I talked about, but basically I told them what we'd been doing. There was no real news or surprises there, but there were people there who didn't have a clue what we were doing because people don't watch their TV.
I was present, and it was an excellent presentation.
You-
And it was well received.
Well, thank you, thank you.
I think there was even questions after the meeting ended.
There were indeed, yes,
So-
yeah, yeah.
Nice job, and that's good outreach.
Yeah, well, we try and do as much of that as we can, and thank you for arranging it and for having it happen, because it helps a lot of people. More people know about what we're doing, the better off we all are. So that's good, and I think if anybody wants an outline of that talk, it's pretty much what you know already. I could give you one. The next thing on the old business is the status of the Sahegan River Trail. Dawn, what's up?
I have nothing new to report. Construction will begin in October.
October
And we're
is,
moving forward.
okay,
They're ordering the parts and pieces so that when the time comes,
yeah,
it'll all be there.
yeah. But do you think it'll be, you had talked earlier about ground being frozen. I don't think the ground's gonna be frozen by October, given the,
No, but they have work to do before they can get to the part.
yeah,
But it never froze last year, so we'll have to see.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it will be as it will be, and it's nothing much we can do about it, so.
They're not
with the
gonna
weather.
bring in refrigeration equipment to,
No.
no, okay, good. In Alaska, they're having to do that in places to keep the permafrost. The permafrost is melting and it's creating problems. But anyway, okay, thank you, Dawn. That's good to know, and good to know that we're moving along with that. The school master plan, I don't know if we announced this last time or not, but the school board has decided to redo the master plan that was done, that was presented to us here. And they're going to have it done this time by VHB consultants, engineering consultants, and they are in the process of doing that. And so there'll be a new master plan to look at. But Matt insists that we are going ahead with the O'Gara Drive sidewalk, and I don't know if it'll be done this year, but at any rate, that's, I don't have Matt here to amplify on that. On the Facebook and Town Center videotaping, anything new happening there, Nick?
I have nothing new to report from our last meeting. The page still continues to grow. That's for sure. I did receive a message with a suggestion for the town center committee, and I thought it was a good suggestion, and it actually has me thinking about, other ways to outreach to the public that's not just limited to this committee, but the other town pages that I admin. Someone suggested kind of showing just a condensed wrap up of our meeting, what's transpired at the meeting. So I think we'll do that within a few days after each of our meetings. I'll just put what was discussed, what might have been voted on, basically like a miniature minutes. to share that information, and could probably do the same leading into a meeting if you want to publicize exactly what we will be talking about going into our next meeting. So that was a suggestion that came through on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And just if you don't already know, Colin Marr, who was our media assistant, he has left us. He gave a 3-week notice last month. He's now working at CBS in Portland, Maine. We're very excited, very proud of Colin, all the work that he had done for us for the past 4 years. It does kind of throw a wrench in our plans for this summer, but I still plan on creating content relative to the Sauhegan Trail and the other things that we had discussed the previous meeting. We have hired a replacement who will be starting on July 17th. They join us with 3 years of experience from Hudson Community TV. So we stole them from my friend Jim McIntosh in Hudson, but I have every bit of confidence that they'll do great work. And I know that they're excited about working here as well. One of the things said in the interview was that they wanted to work at Merrimack TV because they know that the things we do are just, that much more cutting edge than a lot of the other access centers in the state. So, and I don't think that was lip service. I think that was a sincere compliment. So, we're excited about that. And then also this summer we have a new hire who started today, just on a part-time on-call basis, Ross Corman O'Reilly. He's in the back there. He'll be helping us out this summer. We're fortunate to have him for the summer, but he did just graduate 6th in his class from Merrimack High School, and he's already produced some award-winning high school films. So unfortunately, we'll only have him for the summer, but he will come back on winter break. He'll be here for 6 weeks, and he wants to help out. He's eager. He's going to school for film. He's going to Chapman University. He's quite the talent. He's not replacing Colin. I want to stress that. Someone else has those big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
But we're happy to have Ross on board.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to put him to work with some of these projects that we talked about as well.
What's the name of the person you hired from Hudson? I didn't catch it.
Grace LeMay. So she'll be starting on July 17th. I hope I'm allowed to say that. She has signed all her paperwork, so
Okay.
yeah.
I won't write her name down.
I did. So I remember it. I gotta get it stuck in my head. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of good news, Nick, but challenges for you to have to be replacing people, and I can see where it might. Do we have a date for the groundbreaking yet? Have we talked about groundbreaking for the Sauhegan River Trail?
No, not yet. But
Should-
let's get closer to the date because I don't have an exact date that they're going to be starting.
Yeah. Okay, if you could get that for us, I think we could start to publicize
Yeah.
that, and we could start to plan around.
Once Don has a date, we will without a doubt cover that. That's
I know you're
that's a
going to
big
cover
deal.
it.
So yeah,
Yeah, but
we will.
You'd like more
And-
than an
and-
hour's notice. Yeah.
and I also plan on capturing a lot of photos and videos. And several of the workshops that I attended at the conference this week were directly relative to social media and marketing.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things I learned, a lot of things I kind of knew, but definitely walked away with feeling inspired from those workshops. And I'm excited to implement some of those things with not just the town center page, but the various town related Facebook pages that I admin.
Yeah.
And then also help other departments with that, as I already do, like DPW, police department, etc.
Who puts on the conference that you go to? Is this
I attended the Alliance for Community Media National Conference, which we've attended the regional conferences, the Northeast Conference in the past. The reason why I attended the national conference this year was it was in New York, so it was close.
Yeah.
There wasn't a flight involved, so it was fairly inexpensive to attend, and the workshops were really great. The facility that they were held in at Brick TV in Brooklyn was amazing. It was awesome to see. But the other reason why I had already planned on attending, and then we also had I accepted a national award from the Alliance for Community Media for our Merrimack Moment series. It was named the best web-based program from a community TV center in the country. So not just the
Congratulations.
region. It was our first national award. It took 19 years, but it happened. And Colin was a big part of that.
Yeah.
And but what Colin has left behind here, and some of the things that he has helped influence us. Just as much as Colin, the reason why I think he got this job at CBS, I'd like to think it was from his work here and the things he learned here, but also Colin left behind a body of work that's going to inspire our next hire for sure.
Yeah.
As it certainly is already influenced other access centers throughout New England. I think more people see that work, more people see the work that Merrimack TV does, then it's, rising tide raises all ships, and it's going to make us all look better. So
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good news.
that
Thank you.
award's in our lobby, so you can see it on the way out if you want.
Oh, yeah? Where? Downstairs?
No,
here?
here upstairs in media.
Oh, okay.
I was joking with Justin that I was going to wear it on a chain around my neck all week, but right, we ordered the chain.
Okay, good. Any questions for Nick on what he's been doing? This is good work. Now, the next item on the old business is the status of the Route 3 Wire Road and Babusick Brook combo project. How are things going there, Dawn?
It's about the same as we were before. We're still in engineering, preliminary. I had some work done to get some better numbers on our speed study in the area. The police department actually had helped me with that. And another traffic count that we needed. And as a result of that, we believe that we now have met the warrant, the state warrant that required, there are 11 different warrants. We have to at least meet one of them to be able to put a light at that intersection. I believe we have met it. I shouldn't say anything, knock on wood.
Yeah.
I am in the middle of doing another part of a study that they need to confirm that. And when that's done, then they will push forward and we will go into the final phase
Yeah.
of design.
Yeah.
And I believe that's scheduled for construction in 2025, but it's been a moving date. A lot of these dates have been moving. It's hard to keep up with them.
We're accustomed to that. Yeah. Okay, any questions of Dawn from the committee? Okay, the two things I really wanted to
Nelson,
Yeah,
we didn't approve the minutes at the beginning. I just wanted to bring that
well,
up briefly.
thank you for bringing that to my attention. I went right by that. I made copies of the minutes for everyone to look at. These are the minutes of April 28th. Thanks, Karen, for catching that. April 28th meeting. It's about 3 pages, and I gave them out earlier today. If anybody has any desires with those minutes, I'd entertain a motion to approve, or,
Do you have an extra copy of that?
I know, I didn't hand them out.
You emailed them?
I emailed them,
I'll pull it up.
yeah.
No
You
problem.
can have it really, because I have on myself.
Okay. Thanks.
Give them a minute to do that.
You good with that, Nick? The minutes?
Yes.
Oh, are we ready to make a motion? Somebody,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I looked through them. I was waiting on you. Yeah.
okay. Okay, would somebody please make a motion to approve the minutes?
So I'll make the motion to approve the minutes since everyone was
That
looking.
proves you read them.
Yeah.
Like, do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second that.
Oh, okay, Dawn seconded, okay. And all those in favor of the motion to approve the minutes as they're submitted? Aye.
I have to abstain.
Huh?
I wasn't at the meeting.
You
so I
weren't,
was abstaining.
okay, you're abstaining,
I'm abstaining too. I wasn't at the meeting.
but I'm for them.
402.
And thank you for doing a nice job with them. I tweaked it. I don't know if you noticed it. There's a couple of words I changed, but see if you can find them.
Yeah, I think I saw
Yeah, okay.
one of them.
Yeah, okay. But just for clarity, because somebody who wasn't here might need a little clarification on a couple of little things, yeah. Okay, that takes care of our minutes then. And we get on to our new business for the evening, for the afternoon. First item on the agenda is support for the 4th of July pancake breakfast. As you all know, this is the Rotary breakfast that's held in the middle school on the 4th of July from 8 in the morning till 11 is the advertised hours. Usually runs a few hours, not a few hours, a few minutes after most people have had breakfast by then. Parade starts at 1 o'clock, so people have a couple hours to find something to do, but they will do it. They have done it in the past. And I have made contact with the Rotary through Bob Best. I contacted Carl Ellis, who is in charge of things. And when I get his number, I'll give him a call and be sure that, but he's been briefed on it and they know what to do because they've done it in past years. We're just going to have a card table with handouts of our brochure and the very large map, the latest version of the map of Town Center. And that's what we'll have to show off there. So anybody who'd like to come and sit there a little bit and listen to people or talk to people, I'll be there most of the day, but I've got to eat sometime during that.
I'd volunteer sometime, but I'm with my grandkids, so actually being able to keep those monkeys under control and help out might be awkward. But
Those grandkids do get in the way. But
especially when they all get together.
you have an amazing family.
Oh my gosh.
And,
I'm a pro now.
I'm 50-50 for being there for the Rotary Club because of grandkids and
yeah,
people from
Yeah.
out of town. But we'll be up at Lake Winnisquam, and I'm kind of committed to get up early and come down from there. But I got to see how the whole dynamics are working.
yeah. Well, I understand, and if
But
you
I
can
know the
do it,
Rotary Club's in full support of having us there,
yep,
and that it won't be a problem
yes,
to have a table and so forth.
yeah.
So that's good.
Yep, at the talk that I gave, the Rotary Clubs expressed their support for this adventure, so it's good to have them. Back in the day when we had a Midway, we used to have a booth out on the Midway, but we don't. There's no Midway anymore per se. Yeah.
Right.
I'll stop by too.
Okay.
What, and it's at nine, is that right? Did you say?
8 to 12.
It
8 to
goes
12.
Oh,
8 to
8 to 11.
8 to 11.
And I was checking, Nelson, because you had said the middle school, and I didn't know if there had been a
It was-
change. It's at the high school.
It was at the high school last
Oh,
year.
is it?
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
That's what I
I
remember.
checked just to make sure.
Well, thank you. I'd have gone to the
Okay.
wrong school.
Yeah, it says Tuesday, July 4th, 2023 at the high school, 8 to 11.
Okay.
Okay,
Cost
that's,
$7.50 for adults and $5 for seniors and vets and children under 12.
thank you for doing that. Thank you for straightening that out.
Well, I just,
You qualify for one of those things, don't you?
yeah, under 12. According to my wife. I've got a couple of those tied up now.
You're coming to the breakfast sometime, aren't you, Finley?
Oh
Don't
yeah,
you
I'd
bring
like to
your
get
kids?
there in the morning. Yeah, early,
yeah.
earlier part of the day.
Yeah, good.
Could either of you take a photo of maybe the town center committee
Sure,
at the event?
sure.
If the three of you are together, that'd be a great photo to post.
Sure.
If we can arrange to get three of us together at one time.
Or at
Or-
least one.
At least one
At
of
least
us.
one, 2 or 3, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just so we could show that the town center committee had a presence at the event.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And wish everyone a happy 4th of July. And
Excellent.
if you could text Finley, you have my cell phone number. If you could text me a photo
I'll do that.
that day, if you
Okay.
could, if you remember.
Got Nelson for that. He'll remind me.
Okay. I got the camera.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, we'll definitely get that.
Okay.
done.
Yeah,
I'll be there
yeah.
earlier in the day.
Yeah.
I want to say 8,
Yeah.
but when I corral those guys, I'll probably get closer to 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Okay, I'll come a little bit later then.
Yeah.
You come at 8 normally?
No, I'm flexible. I can come whenever, so.
Well, come and be with the whole, make it look like the whole committee.
Oh, okay, okay, I'll come early.
Come at your convenience. Let me put it that way. Okay, so I think we're squared away on that. I didn't know how much we'd have arranged by the time of this meeting, and now I know. Okay, the next item is a little continuation from our last meeting when we talked about Karen and I meeting with NRPC to see if we could get some help in identifying sources of funds that we might use to build one or more segments of our sidewalk plan. So in that light, I put together a little handout here. In this discussion, we met with Emma Rarick, who is one of the principals down at the NRPC, and we talked about they're willing to do this, but they asked us if we could prioritize among ourselves what things we wanted to go first, and they would look into those sources of funds that might apply. Some of them apply to everything and some of them don't apply to everything. So I put together, first of all, a little listing of what the master plan had originally asked for. And that's on one of the pages they handed out today to you to look at. And it's this is from the iTrack master plan. And if you look at it, you see some good things in that we've actually completed 3 things on the original plan that was put together by NRPC for the iTrack program, and we've got some things that are well, one of them is bumped over to the school, and then we've got a few other things that we haven't been able to move on. I didn't, let me see, oh yeah, the Sahegan River Trail is also a win for us. But anyway, that's what I did. I took that and then I said, how can we break this down into pieces that are digestible by the town or by the town DPW and so on. And so that's the second chart, and it's got 11 different segments on it. And this is subject to change. We can break it even smaller if we could. But what we need is some, I think, in order to properly prioritize things, and in order to talk to the town council, I think we need some ideas of cost.
Can I interject a little bit here?
Please.
Can we go down through these one by one? Because a lot of these have already been assigned. We have projects that are going to be dealing with these segments.
That would be excellent.
You need to figure that part out first,
Yes.
because they will move on the list accordingly.
Yeah.
So Number one, MPL to the police station, what's, is that the library?
Yes,
To the, okay.
Merrimack Public Library, yeah.
I did not get the TAP grant for that, so that is still outstanding. However, when they do the bridge over F.E. Everett, the Babusick Lake Road Bridge over the F.E. Everett, they are going to put sidewalk on both sides at that point. So where they end off down to the library, or actually it's up to the church parking lot entrance, that's the segment we will have to fill in the future.
That would include the cemetery?
Yes,
Yeah, the cemetery
Yes.
and the church. Those are
Yes.
the two pieces. That's,
yes.
yeah,
So that will be a future planning, but we'll have to wait until the F.E. Everett gets done, the bridge over the F.E. Everett, because they will be putting a piece of sidewalk on that piece of bridge. So right now, it's only on one side, this south side. Okay, they're gonna put another sidewalk on the opposite side as part of their project. This is the state
Yeah.
that's doing that. So we will have a sidewalk that we will be able to tie into.
okay. Does it make sense for us to plan that part of the sidewalk that we will have to build, we, the town?
Yes, but I would wait until they're under construction and we have a physical location to go to and from.
So we don't know where it's gonna end, I guess.
I have a rough idea, but like anything, things are changing, especially with the costs. Their costs keep going up, so things keep coming in a little bit. Just want to make sure that it does happen before we build a sidewalk and not end up with the sidewalk going across the bridge. They've assured us that it would, but you don't know today. You know, they haven't finished their design on that yet. They're working on it. They're close.
What's the present projected time for that to happen?
The last I knew it was 2024, but it could be pushed off to 2025.
Really? Yeah, it would have to come into play pretty soon.
It's
'cause
got to come in, yes.
is there
They're
another
actually,
segment?
so as part of the FE Everett, the next section that they're doing, they're working in the Bedford area from 13 up to 293 intersection right now. They're going to be working from exit 13 down to 12. I just went to a pre-construction meeting for that segment of the FE Everett. So that's going to be their next part. They're already starting now. They're starting some beginning work on
But
that.
that doesn't include this.
It does not
no.
include that, and they will skip a section because they'll start the bridges and they're not going to construct underneath the highway at the same time, is my understanding. So they're going to skip down a section of the FE Everett and start another section once they finish the 12 to 13 piece.
Okay, so I guess we can put down on this,
What-
we want to hold off asking for any money to build our portion of this.
But given that these TAP grants are now out 10 years, I mean, if something comes up, we can certainly put it in. There won't be any design done for a while until, we get a little bit further with the F.E. Everett Bridge, Babusick Lake Road Bridge.
Okay, does that make sense?
But
Yeah.
let's kind of go down through the rest of them here
Let's-
quickly.
let's
And
do the
then you
rest.
can, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to give you a feel for the sections as I see them.
Okay.
And then maybe you can we can get a better feel for what order they should be in.
Thank you.
How's that?
That sounds good.
So the O'Gara Drive, like you said, I believe that's a school item.
Yes, yeah, and I said there's a new master plan in process, so
So
see
the
what happens.
Twin Bridge Road, Route 3 to the Twin Bridge Trail end.
Yeah.
I have nothing on the books for that. Just, let's
But at one time we did.
I have nothing in the planning stages for that segment,
Okay,
okay? So that's, right now is an open item,
okay.
okay?
So can we get some idea of what it would cost?
I'd have to take a look at it. I don't know the length and, yeah, we'll have to do that. We can do that.
But, Don, just for your information, at one time, we went to the council and we asked for money to do that. And in fact, Kyle Fox had put together an estimate,
Okay.
which we took to the council. And I don't know if it's valid yet, but
I don't have it in my head and I haven't not seen it, so I will have to look for it. I can
Okay.
do that. How's
okay,
that?
He
that's,
had estimated most of those projects at the time, at about $200,000.
that's right. And
Right,
it's
because that's when they
probably-
began the Greek Hill. When they did that sidewalk, and that was much larger project than we originally thought because of the drainage impact and everything.
And
And
that's,
you put
problem.
that together, I think, didn't you?
I'm sorry, what's Greek Hill?
Woodbury's.
Woodbury Street,
Woodbury
out the high
Street.
school.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Been here how long?
You
didn't know that?
There's no Greeks up there anymore.
No.
Well, okay.
So,
Dawn will look at. I guess as we'll leave that, huh?
so the west, number 4 is the west side of Route 3, Rite Aid to Chamberlain Bridge.
Yeah,
I've actually got a couple of projects that will fall under.
right.
One of which will be crossing, the sidewalk will be crossing from the west side of Route 3 over near Railroad Ave and then coming up the east side of Daniel Webster, tying into the existing sidewalk there now. Chamberlain Bridge for reconstruction and/or rehab. It hasn't got very far at this point. We're looking at 32 for this type thing. In that, I also presented a sidewalk on this other side, on the west side. So we will have sidewalk on both sides if things go well. But that was part of another project that I just got approved last fall. It's in the 10-year plan for DOT.
And where does it go, this approved plan?
It's through the DOT process, so it's in the 10-year plan, along with the reconstruction or rehab of the Chamberlain Bridge. It's part of that, I made a presentation and it got accepted. It was number 1 in our region. So we've got that.
But the Chamberlain Bridge is at least 10 years out.
It is 10 years, that's what I just said, it's 10 years out, but it's there.
Well,
None of these are gonna happen tomorrow, and I'm working on them.
yeah, well,
Does that mean the sidewalks would be around the same time? then?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm
Okay,
doing it as part of that project.
Right.
A rehab of the bridge will be part of the project for putting the sidewalk in on the other side. We've already got a sidewalk on one side that I'm gonna be tying into. So now we're gonna do it on the other side. So, but that was last September.
Is that a reconstruction of the entire bridge or a rehab? Is it
Yeah,
how-
it depends where you look.
The sidewalk space is, I don't think it's existent on the west side.
it does,
It will,
it is,
we're trying to do it as a reconstruction or rehab and not a full reconstruction. There's a couple different entities, and I don't know which way this is going to end up going. I know the town's desire is to keep and preserve that bridge. We're fighting for that. Are we going to win? I don't know. But it's part of that project. And I believe, and I can't remember the numbers, I think there's like $6 million for that. So
For the bridge.
we've got to work, we're just in the beginning stages, just in the beginning. And you know how long these things take. Look at how long the Sauhegan Trail took. This is a bridge. It's going to take some time to work through this, but as part of the projects, I've been including the sidewalks within these projects because I've had your list, and that's what I've been heading for.
okay.
77.
77?
Doggone.
Oh, God.
It's really getting real, isn't it?
Number 6,
6.
we jumped to 6, we missed 5.
Yeah.
The west side of Route 3, the library to Wire Road. That's being done under the Wire Road project.
Mm-hmm.
It's already being worked on.
What about the
Well-
Church Street there then?
The church.
The Church Street,
Well, we have to have that
we
conversation.
have to have that conversation, but in order to put the sidewalk in there, we're going to probably need to address Church Street and possibly close that. That's what they're looking at right now, because the grade-wise doesn't work.
I know. Yeah.
And it's a problem. We've had accidents right there, many accidents, and it's not a good spot. So I have not put together, nor have our engineers working on the Wire Road. We have not put together a proposal to come before town council for anything at this point on that. We've just mentioned it, I believe. And
Well,
so
it's
we
been-
need to do that. We have not done that part, but that's part of our process as we work our way through the Wire Road. But as far as part of the Wire Road intersection, redoing that intersection, we will be addressing sidewalks on both sides of Daniel Webster Highway, from Wire Road to Babusick Lake Road.
Understood. But the time frames aren't tying together. Right?
You can't do one without the other, because you don't want to be ripping up the road before you-
And start your project.
and
to
start a
back into
project
that.
all over it. So the state, we had the bridge project going over Babusick Brook
I know.
by
yeah.
Pinenbergs.
Yeah.
We had that first. That's coming up really quick. When we got a new state rep that was working, he works up there, DOT guy, and he looked and he said, Wire Road's just a couple 100 feet down the road, but they impact each other. So in impacting
Well,
each other, they
yeah,
need to be, so
yeah.
what he's done and what we're working really hard to do is to pull the Wire Road intersection up with the bridge. So that they happen at the same time, because
Yeah, I
otherwise we're gonna
understand.
be ripping up work that we just
Yeah.
did to put, so I've got 2 sets of engineers working on this. And they have to work together to make all the grades work and to make that whole area. And then the state threw little monkey wrench in at us, and they want things a little bit wider and a little this and so we're back to trying to make it fit and have everything that the state wanted to make a better intersection for us. They did some suggestions, so we're working on that. That's what we're doing. And as part of that project, we're going to extend it all the way up to Babusick Brook with the sidewalk. We're not redoing the road. We're going to have to redo some of the drainage, but we will make the sidewalks work up to the Babusick Lake Road intersection. So that's
Yeah.
going to be one big project, and it's going to encompass a couple of these sidewalks. And I can't make it go any faster, and I can't make them build a sidewalk before they build the rest of it.
Understood.
It's all got to
Right.
come together.
And that's why what is going to happen with Church Street has been kind of pushed off. We actually discussed it, it seems like 8 or 10 years ago. We
We
had that
did,
discussion
yeah,
here as well.
yeah.
And it's just kind of been put down the road until coming up
Coming
real
up.
soon, we're gonna have to
Yes.
talk about it again and make that determination
Yes.
What
of
determination?
whether or not it's gonna be closed. Church Street.
Oh. Well, if it isn't gonna be closed, there isn't gonna be a sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
No, and we'll be seeing the presentation as that approaches, but that's my general thought off the cuff is that that's correct. It would be a massive project to try and make it work, slopes and everything. It would be cutting into a lot of properties and there's not much room up there to begin with. So, but we've had, I can't remember what the conversation was about. The fire chief was at a meeting talking about it not long ago and, about how they would access that property and so on. And it wasn't about closure, but that's, there definitely has been talk going on about it.
Could not Church Street be closed without any of this other thing going on?
Well, sure.
In anticipation of what we're gonna do there? we could, because that's in the town's hands. That takes council action.
No, exactly, and that's, yeah, so timing, for me, it was just a matter of when Don thought timing would be necessary to, so we would have all those things accomplished in time for the project to begin its work, so, and that's gonna, isn't that 2025?
It's
Yeah, so
good, it'll be
that's really
sooner
close.
because if we can't close it, then there's no sense in designing something that probably wouldn't work, or we have to figure out another way to get there.
Yeah, well, so I guess from the town council's perspective, it's, whenever you think the time is appropriate to have that discussion, then we should have that discussion.
Yeah, and I'm working closely with the engineers, and I'm, a couple different sets, and with the state also. So, in fact, last Friday, we had a group meeting. So, yes, it's progressing. I know it's not as quickly as you want, but all good things come to he who waits.
Well, okay, these are things we identified as,
Yep.
as issues to
It-
finishing sidewalk.
And I guess I'm working on them as best as we can.
Yeah,
I mean, that's gonna be done soon. It's
Relative, yes.
2 years.
in the scheme of
years.
things, yeah.
But we have to get, so the state requires you to take certain steps at certain
Yeah.
times. You can't jump ahead, otherwise we don't get reimbursed for our section. So we gotta play their game and, and do their steps as they require.
okay. Any comments or questions from the board? Yeah,
So that was
let's
the
see.
east side, west, that was number 6. 7 is the east side of Daniel Webster from Chamberlain Bridge to Rite Aid. That's part of the TAP grant that I just got a
Yes,
couple of years ago. And that's in 3032 is when it's construction. So we will be working on it coming up within the next couple of years.
3032.
2032 or
2030, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
I keep saying 3032, it's in,
is that the latest time on that? That's the
last year.
360 going to Merrimack
yes,
360
yes, and I've got $1.6 million for that.
to
No,
build
it's
the
not
whole-
to, it's not to 360 though.
It's to 360. That
I'm looking at
one's,
the wrong one then.
well, the one I did is from 360 all the way up tying in here, so it includes this.
Oh, okay.
In the 1.6 is drainage, and the sidewalks on the west side of Daniel Webster Highway.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I was actually just
Yep.
looking at
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
distance on our sheet here.
You know what? We're kind of like putting Dawn on the spot here, but if she could go back in the next month or the next time we meet and just add a column or just put information in the column that says expected timing and any kind of comments, that would be helpful because we're
I
kind
think,
of,
yeah. Yeah, I
if
think
you
that's
could,
where,
if you could send her this spreadsheet so she doesn't have to rebuild it
yeah,
and she could just put a date, expected date and comment, any kind of comments in there, that'd be helpful.
We had planned to meet August 10th.
this is this committee.
Yes.
Yes.
We had planned to meet August 10th, so Don could bring that back at the August 10th meeting.
Okay, what is classic gas? Pray tell.
Right, north of Lobster Boat.
Yeah,
The gas
Lobster
station
Boat.
just north of Lobster Boat.
Okay,
It's at the Connell Plaza intersection, basically just.
Across the street
Okay.
from it. Yeah.
Florence's or
I
whatever.
don't have,
Yeah,
I don't have
Portland
plans for that one. Sorry.
For that east side.
I don't
that-
have, yeah, I don't
That
have
east side,
plans.
that's a tough one to build. It's got some slope issues. And,
Okay, east side of Route 3, Babusick Lake Road to Twin Bridge Park. Yes, that's being done as part of the Wire Road project. So yes, got that one. East side of Route 3, Twin Bridge Park to Twin Bridge Road. That is also part of the Wire Road Pinenberg Bridge.
So if we just had a date, column, and then we had Wire Road project, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
For everybody to
Yep.
kind of track and
Yep.
understand.
So, and then the last one's west side of Route 3, Twin Bridge Road to Front Street. It's not in my there. Sorry,
Um,
haven't got that one. So that's a
Aren't there
to-do.
sidewalks?
There's no sidewalk north of Pinenberg.
That's going through the,
There is a
Goes through
small
the
section in
unbuilt
front of
land.
The
Sal's.
unbuilt
Okay, yeah,
land
Beards.
to the
all right.
post office.
Yeah,
There's a small section in front of Sal's of sidewalk
that's
from Twin
on the
Bridge
east side, yeah.
Yeah, that's
on
the east side. But
Yeah.
On the west side,
the west side is where
there's
we.
nothing.
I was thinking it came down in front of the post office, but it doesn't. It's
No.
not
It
to
doesn't,
Dunkin'
no, the
Donuts.
post office is,
Okay, but I haven't got any plans.
yeah,
I mean, I'm doing them as I can get them and
yeah.
as I'm trying to get these grants, and I have not heard of another TAP grant coming up soon, but.
Well, that's what kicked all this off was we were trying to find alternatives to the TAP grants.
And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. And that's why we
Um,
were working with NRPC
Mhm. Yeah.
to do that.
And I just met with NRPC Friday, or no, what day is today? Went Tuesday. And we went over a lot of different projects in town, everything that we're doing and what more we want to have done.
Who do you talk to down
I was talking with Matt Watkins,
there?
Watkins,
Okay.
but he's a transportation guy.
Yeah.
So we were taking an overlook over the
Yeah.
road system,
Well,
road
Matt
system per se.
and what's her name?
Emma.
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 Emma
Rudnick.
work together. So they're both.
Yeah,
the-
and there was a new guy, and I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. He just started NRPC,
yeah.
so he will also be involved in projects.
Yeah.
But yes, so we're pushing on the projects, and some of them we got some funding for. So
Yeah. Can you and I get together and we can amend this chart to do as Bill suggested?
or just send it to me, and I'll scratch something together and give it back to you. How's that?
That works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just
Okay.
don't expect it tomorrow.
Now when we're talking 2030, it's sort of an imaginary number.
It will be here before you know it. It's only 7 years, 2030.
I may not be here for 7 years.
Oh, yeah, I'm counting on it. Counting on it.
Okay, well then that concludes the things that I had on our agenda for today. The public comments, we're open for public comments, and that's, there's no one here. And the next meeting, what did we say? We said August, we set one last time, didn't we?
August 10th.
August 10th?
I take that back. Friday, August 11th.
Okay. Good.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining? None? The motion is approved. The meeting is adjourned.